the woman accidentally discovered that behind the wall clock in her home, there was actually a strange hidden mechanism. Curious, she pressed the button on the wall. The very next second, the tightly closed bookshelf suddenly opened. Watching the golden light shining from inside, the woman hurried into the secret room to take a look. But the scene before her made her freeze on the spot in shock, because the boxes in the secret room were filled with gold, and on the table were antique jewelry pieces worth tens of millions of dollars. But what shocked her even more were the rare medicinal herbs that money alone could never buy. In order to prevent her stepmother's family from getting these treasures, the woman immediately raised the bracelet on her wrist and stored all the valuables into the space inside the bracelet. After obtaining all the family assets, she looked at the property her mother had left her in the villa, and a better idea instantly came to her mind. So she activated the bracelet once again and emptied the entire villa in one move. The reason she did all this goes back to what happened one day earlier. The woman was originally a novelist from the 21st century, but while searching for writing inspiration, she died in an accident. When she woke up again, she found herself in a strange room. After hearing voices talking outside the door, the woman finally realized that she had transmigrated into a novel. The timeline of this novel took place 60 years ago, during a major shift in the country's political situation. The original owner of this body was sent to the countryside for reform in place of her stepmother's daughter. Unable to adapt to the harsh conditions, she died in less than 3 years. Meanwhile, the original owner's father and stepmother took the property left behind by her mother and went abroad with the stepmother's daughter to live a wealthy life. Thinking about the original owner's tragic death, the woman felt a surge of anger. To avoid the same fate, she decided to make those who plotted against her pay the price. She suddenly threw open the door of the room and, with a wronged expression, told the two of them that she was willing to take her sister's place and go to the countryside, but she demanded that her father return the bracelet her mother had left behind. The reason she asked for the bracelet was because she clearly remembered that the bracelet was connected to a magical space. As long as one was the family's heir, they could open the space using their blood. The two of them, completely unaware of the truth, agreed immediately for the sake of their escape plan. What they didn't expect was that the woman then asked for $10,000 in funding. In that era, $10,000 was a huge sum of money. The father immediately wanted to object, but the stepmother showed a pleased expression. She believed that $10,000 was worth it if it meant her daughter wouldn't suffer. After hearing this, the father, eager to send her away as soon as possible, took out the bank slip hidden in his sock and told the girl to withdraw the money herself. After getting the money, thinking about her future plan to send all of them to prison, she immediately demanded her father sign a severance agreement. She stated bluntly that only this way would she avoid being implicated when the house was confiscated. The stepmother, who had planned to scheme against the girl from the start, realized that once the girl left, all the property here would belong to them. Even if the house was confiscated later, they would already be abroad with all the money. Thinking of this, the stepmother immediately told her husband to agree. After everything was settled, the father suddenly remembered her job, because government regulations required that college graduates who did not go to rural reform had to find a job in the city. In order to let his adopted daughter stay in the city, the man told the woman to take the adopted daughter to the workplace to transfer the job. But the woman directly held out her left hand and asked her father for a $1,000 transfer fee. She stated plainly that jobs like this couldn't be bought even with money, and that the price she offered was already the standard procedure. Seeing the three of them trying to accuse her, the woman said the job belonged to her, and no one could force her to transfer it without her consent. After saying that, she turned to leave. Seeing this, and for the sake of their future plans, they had no choice but to agree. After getting everything she wanted, the woman bound the bracelet that very night. The next second, she entered a magical space. When she realized that this space could store items from the outside world, she immediately came up with an even better revenge plan. After completing the job transfer and learning that they would be gone for 3 days, she couldn't help but smile. Watching them leave the house, the woman immediately called her supervisor. She directly stated that she had been coerced that morning and that she never wanted to transfer the job to her stepsister. She said she would explain everything after the supervisor got off work. After hanging up the phone, the woman thought of the property left by the original owner's mother. So while no one was home, she emptied all the valuables from the house, including the antiques in the secret room that had been exchanged for foreign currency. That afternoon, the woman went to her supervisor's home. After learning that the supervisor had a son who had just graduated from college, she transferred the job to him for $1,500. But the woman also knew that once this was discovered, she would face her father's retaliation. To secure protection for herself, after leaving her supervisor's house, she went straight to the original owner's grandfather's home, knowing that her grandfather loved her the most. She told him about her father's scheme. After hearing this, the the grandfather felt a surge of anger. He wanted to find someone to take revenge for his granddaughter, but then learned that she had her own plan. After learning that once everything here was settled, she would leave this place and go to the army to find her fiancé, the grandfather couldn't help but feel happy for her. In the following days, the woman prepared supplies for her departure. Until she discovered intruders breaking into the house, she recalled the plot of the novel and knew they were all relatives of her stepmother. After they entered the room, she immediately called the police and had them arrested.